Quick analysis for Zynga. I think somebody in the chat asked about the thought process and everything behind the Zynga play. So we're looking at the chart right now. This is the daily chart. All right. We can double click on the side right here where the prices are, and it'll easily zoom you in and zoom you out, so you could look at the previous prices or whatever, and you see where the peak was at. You see the dips here. All right, you see it coming back up. Okay, so I got the 50 moving average crossed over the 200 moving average all the way back in February 2019. So ever since February 2019, it's been in the uptrend. All right, so we're on the right side of the market if we're looking for long entries. Okay, you see that it reached a peak back in July. Then it had a little down, a pullback here, a long pullback here, and then started to rise up again in November. Okay, so the reason why I wasn't so anxious to jump in on this, as you can see, it's already at an extension. So you saw the pullback here. If I wanted to get in, it should have been here. Since we came in late, looking this information up, you can see that we kind of missed that. All right. So I said I was gonna wait for a dip before I jumped in, because as you know, if I put my order in when the market is closed, then it's not gonna get filled until the morning. But if the price jumps dramatically up overnight, then my order is not gonna get filled anyway. It's just gonna keep pending. So as you can see, pre-market price is at $11. So it jumped up over the weekend. Pre-market, I wouldn't be able to get in anyway. So trying to get in right here, I would have missed out. Now you can see the price is probably gonna open at $11. If we try to get in right here, we don't know what's gonna happen after this. So market opens at 9:30. The price could drop dramatically after that. If it drops, then we can look for an entry point somewhere around here where there's previous resistance. All right. So if we pull this back to the 4 hour, we can see a little bit more um, accurate look on where price is at. All right. So I saw price going back down, so I figured that it might start turning down. But if you look at the daily chart, you can see that price is about to take off. All right. So we're looking at the 4 hour, and we see resistance here. We see resistance here. We see it busted through resistance and came back to this area. If we scale back up to the daily, we can see the same thing. All right. So I'm looking for it to come back down closer to this point, or at least to this halfway point, before I do anything. Since it already took off, it might be too late. Now Zynga has an earnings call coming up, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so the earnings call is Wednesday. So all the people that are driving the price up right now, they're trying to get in position for the earnings call. But if we would have been in position here, we would have been out of there already, or we would have been profiting right now. All these people are probably gonna end up losing their money. So by the time Wednesday gets here, if we check back again on Wednesday, the price on Zynga is probably gonna drop down again. That's just what I think. That's what's been happening so far. People have been coming in a day or two before earnings to drive the price up, and then earnings call, good or bad, the price ends up dropping a little bit because there's a sell-off. When people sell their holdings, the price will drop. That's just how it works. So don't just think that, I see all good news. I looked up Zynga, I saw all good news. There's nothing but good stuff on here. I looked up Zynga, nothing but good stuff. Yeah, but you don't know where your position is according to the public. You might have came in late. So yeah, the price is gonna go up, but if everybody else bought right here and bought right here, they're waiting for a selling point. So you came in and drove the price up. Thank you. Now if I came in here, I'm selling off right here, and then I'm gonna leave you with your losses, and the price is dipping. You feel me? So you want to make sure you're coming in at the right spot. All right. So that's just another presentation on how to use the chart daily. I usually start out with the daily, then I'll scale down to the 4 hour to see, a more accurate movement. When I'm dealing with stocks, I rarely come down to the low time frames. There's nothing wrong with that. You can definitely do that. But I usually stick around the 4 hour and the daily when I'm dealing with options contracts, because I plan to hold those for a couple days anyway. So the higher time frames represent you holding the position for a longer amount of time. The lower time frames, you're looking at getting in and getting out at a faster rate. So the longer you plan on holding, the higher time frame you want to be looking at. Um, the shorter amount of time you're holding, the lower time frame you want to be looking at. All right. So the moving averages will adjust according to your time frame, but we're dealing with higher lengths of time when we're dealing with the 50 moving average and the 200. So again, when the 50 is above the 200, you're in the buyer's market. When the 50 is below the 200, you're in the seller's market. So obviously we're in the buyer's market. We're looking for buy entries. Okay, we're looking for buy entries. But as you can see, price is already extended back to its previous high. You see a double top, you'll start to know these little terms when we get into the technical analysis. But boom, when you see two tops around the same price point, usually it's going to be a drop after that. Might not be a drop all the way down here, but usually it's going to be a drop. So we'll see what happens. We'll just keep our eye on that. As you can see, price is probably going to open up at 11, but it might be a sell-off. So let's just keep our eye on that one.